So whether you're a film fan or you're a box set binger or a documentary devotee, you're probably streaming it. But subscriptions are getting very pricey now. No matter what you subscribe to, it's always a good habit to reevaluate it every now and then in case you're paying for something and not really getting full value for your money. So let's have a look at what is on offer out there at the moment. Right now, I am joined by Steve Withers in the studio, and Steve's been taking a look at what's available from whom now. So thanks for joining me, Steve. What
Welcome,
are
Angela.
the best options out there?
I'm going to say this isn't everything. This is just the main streamers, because there is a myriad of choice out there. The fragmentation in video distribution is quite shocking, to be honest. I'm old enough to remember when there were only 3 channels on TV and that was it. So there was a lot out there, but I've picked the things that are the primary video distribution services, and I'll run through them one by one, giving you my thoughts, how much they cost and what they offer in terms of choice, and specifically what they offer in terms of AV quality. So kicking off with Now TV, this is Sky's video streaming service. That's a £10 a month. And for £10 a month, you will get you'll get 720p and 2 channel. You can boost that with an extra £5 to get 1080p and 5.1 audio. So that's 15 quid for 1080p and 5.1. That is, I've got to say, not great value. In fact, the fact that the basic service is 10 quid and 720p is quite frankly shocking in the modern age of 4K and HDR and things like Dolby Atmos. So that's a real shame. They do have some quite good shows. I mean, obviously they built a lot of their presence on the back of sport, football specifically. So obviously you can access that, but that would be a different price platform. The prices I've just listed are just for watching the Now TV service for, basically streaming shows. So things like House of the Dragon, which is currently obviously being streamed and is very popular. I've got to say, of all the streaming services available, I think Now TV offers the least value and the worst AV. So there you go. Next up, we've got Paramount Plus, which is a new streamer. It's only launched a couple of months ago, back in the summer, back in June, I believe. That's obviously, as the name suggests, that's Paramount streaming service. So there's all the Paramount TV shows, Paramount movies. That's 7 quid a month, which is not too bad price-wise. But currently, it's restricted to 1080p and 5.1. Now, I do know that in the US, they actually offer 4K, HDR10 Plus, and Dolby Atmos. So hopefully that will change in the near future. But at the moment, it is slightly restricted in terms of its video and audio quality. But there's some good stuff on there. There's some great original shows that they've made recently. One I watched called The Offer, which is about the making of the film The Godfather, which was a Paramount movie. But it's a great mini-series and really interesting seeing what they went through to actually get that film made, particularly the involvement of the mafia. That's a new service. We've got Amazon's Prime Video service. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person watching this who doesn't actually pay for Prime Video. I pay for Prime so I can get stuff delivered the next day. I get a video streaming service as an extra added benefit. 95 quid a year or £9 a month. Now, I've got to say that Amazon's video streaming service is good. I mean, certainly in terms of picture quality, you get 4K, you get HDR10 Plus, or on some shows, Dolby Vision. You also get Dolby Atmos on some shows. And they've got a pretty good selection of stuff, but I do find their interface, it's been changed recently, but it isn't the most intuitive interface I've ever seen. They tended to hide a lot of content, but it's got better recently, and obviously they have some very big new flagship shows like Lord of the Rings of Power. So good service overall, great picture quality, and not too expensive. And let's be honest, you're not paying for the streaming service, you're probably paying to get deliveries very quickly. So an added bonus, really. Next up, we've got Disney Plus, which is £80 a month, or sorry, £80 for a year subscription, or £8 a month. And again, Disney Plus is a good service in terms of its picture quality and sound quality. You've got 4K, you've got Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. You've got a great selection of stuff, obviously Disney, Star Wars, Marvel, and Pixar, and a lot of original shows like The Mandalorian, which is very popular on Disney Plus. And this is a little bit of in the US, Disney's video distribution is fragmented. They've got things like Hulu and FX, but here it's all in one service. So there's a thing called Star, which is part of Disney Plus in this country, and that gives you access to all the more adult content, not the kiddie stuff, but the more adult content, all the 20th Century Fox content, 20th Century Fox movies, a lot of the shows that were made for FX or for Hulu in the States. So things like Only Murders in the Building, which is a great show, that's in the Star section. There's a recent show that's just started called Welcome to Wrexham, which is about about Ryan Reynolds buying the Wrexham Football Club, which is a great show as well. So there's some really good stuff on Disney Plus, and a lot of it may be stuff that you hadn't really thought of, so not necessarily Disney things. And then we've got obviously the big boy, Netflix. That's £15 a month for the top, or $15.99 should I say, for the top tier, which means you get 4K, Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos. There are cheaper alternatives, and Netflix. It's massive amount of choice. Sometimes more quality than quantity, I'd have to say occasionally, but they do have some really great shows. Obviously, Stranger Things is their flagship show, but they have a huge amount of content. They've been investing heavily in a lot of movies recently, so you've had big films like The Grey Man and Red Notice. So Netflix, no question, the biggest streamer on the market, and definitely one of the best in terms of picture quality, sound quality, and choice.
Steve Murray in the chat is saying that Netflix seems to have another HD service for even more money. Is that the top price tier that you were talking about?
No, $15.99
just asking
would be
if it's worth
price.
it.
Is a top price. Right, you can get I think it's £10 for an HD service, and $15.99 for the full 4K service. So yes, depending on what you want. Obviously, I'm assuming if you've got a nice TV, you want to get the best out of it, so you're going to want to pay for the best service. But don't forget, Netflix is $15.99. That's the same price you should be paying for Now TV, but you're getting a lot more content, and you're also getting it in better quality. Finally, there's Apple TV Plus, which is only $4.99 a month. So it's the cheapest of all of these streamers. It does 4K, Dolby Vision, and Dolby Atmos, so the picture quality is excellent. There's very high bandwidth too, and it hasn't got the quantity of Netflix, but it's got quality, because almost every show on Apple TV Plus is fantastic. Ted Lasso is an amazing show. They've got things like For All Mankind, which is an amazing show. So they don't throw everything at the wall the way that Netflix does and see what sticks. They tend to just select quality content. But I watch Apple TV a lot because there's some really, really good shows on it, and it doesn't get talked about as much, which is a shame, because it's probably the best service with the best quality, and both in terms of picture and sound, and also the best quality in terms of the content. So that would be my sort of the secret streamer that everyone forgets about, but actually is probably one of the best.
So best kept secret, Apple TV.
Yes.
And it's true, isn't it? People talk, we were talking about music streaming this morning and saying, there's 90 million tracks available here. And video streaming, you might say, there's this many shows and this many films available. But if most of them aren't your thing, then maybe it is better to have a smaller selection of very high quality, very watchable shows, because how much TV can one person actually manage to watch in a lifetime? So thank you very much for doing that, Steve.